All right, everybody. Good morning. It is Saturday, December 27th. So for for everyone out there, I hope you had a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. I would say Happy New Year, but it's not New Year yet. But we have a very exciting matchup this week. And at the beginning of the year, I would probably say that the 49ers have the better shot at winning this game. But I think it's 50-50, really, because both teams are playing great. I mean, it- uh, we have a few injuries that are gonna hurt. With well, not really actually, because Rome has been out the last couple weeks and we won. Uh, but um, the 49ers are, you know, one of those teams in the NFC that just always seem to be in the playoffs, and they're also 11-4. Uh, I mean, I I don't know who wins. Honestly, this is one of those hard matchups that you can't really predict. I mean, George George Kittle does have a ankle injury, but he is one of those people that doesn't really need to practice to play. Uh, but this is a very fun Sunday night matchup. It is going to pain me that I have to wait all day to watch it a little bit because of the fact that I will I will be wearing Bears gear all day. In fact, I actually am wearing one of the outfits that I got for Christmas. It's a good, better, best sweatshirt. I
Good, better, best.
Yeah, I made sure to send a link to my mother for that because once I saw that those were coming out, I'm like, oh, that's going on my Christmas list. You got one on too?
No, I just got
Oh,
it's a golf brand, but it's as good with the Bears colors, so I put
wow.
it. I
You
got
know,
it.
I should have texted you and asked you if you had one. Oh man, that's too bad. Uh, but no, I really think that this is one of the best Sunday night matchups we've ever had. Not just the Bears, but like all season. I personally believe that. What about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think this game could be very high scoring. Very, very, very high scoring.
Yeah, I really think that this is one of those games where it's going to be back and forth scoring, and whoever makes a mistake could lose.
Yeah.
And that
It's
Go ahead.
with the 49ers, like their pass defense has been terrible. Like they're not that good at pass defense. They're not really turning or getting turnovers and stuff like that. So if we could pass on them, like their defense hasn't been the greatest, but their offense is so good that with our run defense, it's gonna scare me a little because they do have McCaffrey,
Hmm.
and and if you stop him on the run, they're gonna throw checkdowns to him, and he's gonna get 10 to 15 yards every time. Like it's just tough to stop that. So you have to contain him to under 100 yards if we want to win this game.
And it pains me to want that because I will go into it later, but he is on one of my fantasy football teams, and I'll go into that later.
It's
Uh,
also this game. It depends on what kind of Brock Purdy we get. If we get Brock Purdy from last Saturday or last Sunday,
we're
or
screwed.
yeah, or Saturday when they play the Colts. Whenever they play the Colts, if we get
Yeah.
that Brock Purdy where they don't turn over the ball, he throws for 5 touchdowns, like 300 yards. That's a tough game.
But there also is an argument for this that when a player has a game like that, usually the next game is kind of a not necessarily a bad game, but an off game for
Yeah,
them. So we'll see. Again, you mentioned we don't know which Brock Purdy we're gonna get. I mean, I that that's a great argument. But we'll see. I think that we can figure it out.
it's
We'll
mainly
see.
on if we stop McCaffrey, like hold McCaffrey. You can't stop McCaffrey. You're not going to stop him.
No, he's got the last
Like
game. He's
we have to hold him like Saquon. We did with Saquon.
and we held Saquon, so it is
Yeah.
possible. I will admit this though. I do need a touchdown from. I do need a touchdown from McCaffrey, at least.
He's gonna get one. I guarantee you, he will get one.
Yes, he will. But I mean, I think this is a great game. I can't wait to watch it. I kind of do wish it was a little sooner, so I didn't have to wait all day to watch it.
Yeah.
But at at the same time, we haven't had any primetime games this year. We've had what, three?
Yeah, we had Monday night against. We had two Monday nights.
Minnesota, Monday night against Minnesota, Black Friday against the Eagles.
Oh, we had a Sunday night against Washington.
So what? That's four or five.
Yeah, I think we've only had three.
So
And then
our,
I guess we had Saturday night against the Packers. That
I
counts.
wouldn't exactly call that prime time though.
But it was the only game on.
That's true. I guess. No, that's true.
So we
That's
had
true.
four.
But still, that's not a lot.
No.
It feels like certain teams out there, have gotten like 8 or 9 this
Yeah,
year.
the Bills,
Well,
Patriots,
that's understandable. I mean,
the Chiefs keep on getting prime times.
they won't get a lot next year. Well, no, Mahomes will be back by the time the season starts next year.
Yeah.
They probably will. But I'll tell you, I don't now he hasn't announced it yet, but you alluded to it, Michael, and I'm gonna agree with you. I do think Kelsey's done. I do think he's done.
The only reason I think he's done is if Mahomes doesn't start the year, Kelsey's going to be done.
But Kelsey has also come on like his own podcast and other people's podcasts, and says that Mahomes is like part of his family. So like he and Mahomes will play catch in the backyard or something.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, when you have played with the quarterback that long, it does feel like you eventually are part of the family. But I just if Kelsey comes back, I'm gonna give the watchers some fantasy advice. Don't draft him until like the middle rounds because he's.
Don't draft until round like 10, 15. I'm just staying away from Kelsey personally.
I probably would too, just because of the fact of his age. But it also depends on your quarterback, and
Yeah.
he does have one of the greatest quarterbacks. All right, so let's get into the injury report here. So the Bears only have 2 people out, and those 2 people are Nick McLeod, which honestly doesn't really make a difference, and Rome Odunze, and that doesn't really make a difference either. But then 4 people are no, 5 people are questionable. Josh Blackwell because of an illness, Nishawn Wright because of hamstring and illness, TJ Edwards because of a glute injury. That is ridiculous. CJ Gardner Johnson is questionable, but he was full on Friday, so he should be fine. And then Luke Newman, who is returning from IR, he's questionable, but he's also full, but also he's a backup. So I don't necessarily think he's going to be in the game, but if we need him, he should be out there. Luther Burden is going to be back, which is really good, especially for the 49ers matchup. Kevin Byard, Drew Dahlman, Devin Duvernay, Travis Homer, DeMarco Jackson, Amen O, and Joe Tooney are all full. So, what were you laughing at?
Amen. Oh, I thought you were gonna say the whole name.
I can't say the full name. You might have tried to bait me into it, but I can't do it.
I feel like Joe Tooney's always on this.
Yeah, but he's never
It's
on
just
it.
rest. It's just
Yeah,
rest.
he's never on it for injury. He's on it for the veteran type of rest. I mean that's okay because he misses one day and then he's full the next 2 days.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this injury report?
Well, obviously, I want Rome out there. Like Rome has to be back against the Lions next week. I
Honestly,
think
man,
he has to. No,
I I think it would be safer just to shut him down till the playoffs
I
because we
want I want him to play one quarter in the Lions game, then shut him down in the Lions game. That's all. I want him to get that back on the field because he hasn't played in what? This is his fourth week off
yeah, but here's
since the
the
start of the
thing:
package.
stress fractures take 6 to 8 weeks to heal, man.
I know. I just want him out there. Like, I want him to do 1, 2 drives and then done. I just want him to get that experience in a game, so then he's ready for the playoffs. Because there is a shot we don't get. There's a shot we get the number one seed, and then it's no biggie. But if we do happen to get the two, I do want him out there on the Lions game for like
I
a
mean,
quarter. I don't
I
know.
understand that. I understand that, but you've got to understand. I mean, hopefully this guy, Roma Dunze, is our our wide receiver one for the next like 10 years, pal. And
Yeah, yeah, no, it was just it's just something I want just because I want him to get the game experience, before the
and
playoffs.
I understand that, but you were the one that also said, in the beginning of the season when I told you that I was playing Brock Bowers the week after the week coming back from his injury, I said that I was considering benching him, and you told me not to, and he got 100 and some yards and
That's
three
when he had
touchdowns.
43, right?
Yeah, so I mean, there is a total possibility that if we just sit him for the playoffs, he could come back the first week of the playoffs and go fucking off. Which,
Yeah,
excuse my language, I'm sorry for children that watch this. We're both 22, so we have a tendency to swear. And again, I'm sorry. But this is the first time in so long that the Bears have actually been good that it just feels so freeing for
yeah,
this to happen. And that's why we swear, because we're so used to like wanting to throw our TV remotes at our TVs and break them because of all the losses that we've had. But uh, on the other side, the 49ers, I'm going to see if I can find the 49ers injury report on
I
Twitter.
couldn't find it.
The only the only person that I know is hasn't practiced all week, but still has a possibility of playing is oh, I found it. Um uh George Kittle. George Kittle did not practice all week, but he's a veteran and doesn't necessarily need practice to play. Um so let's see here. If I could zoom in here, that would be great.
Ricky Pearsall's questionable.
Uh,
Uh,
Not
Trent
Ronald.
Trent Williams like he was Trent Williams and McCaffrey were both rest, so they're playing.
Yeah, they're fine.
So that's only like those are the only four bigger names on there.
Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, really, everyone on the on the 49ers injury report is going to be playing that matters. So that's
Yeah,
not really much of a surprise. But like we said earlier in the podcast, this is a game where it's going to be back and forth scoring, and I personally believe the first team to make a mistake could lose the game. And respectfully, it could happen to either team. It could happen to either team. But even if it happens to the Bears tomorrow, we'd be 11-5. I think we can kick the shit out of the Lions. I'm sorry. I mean, the Lions just
it
do not.
depends if we play our starters or not. It all depends on the Packers game today. If the Packers lose today, then we're probably not playing anyone against the Lions.
But you really think that Ben
Unless
Johnson?
unless we lose or unless we win and Seattle loses, we're playing our full starters, no matter what in that Lions game. It
I
all
want to.
depends on how the Packers and Seattle play.
I'm gonna say it. I want to see. I want to see Caleb play the next two games because there's an important snippet that we didn't mention. I'm sorry. Caleb Williams is at 3,400 passing yards, and I don't think he can get to. Well, let me rephrase that. I know he can't get to 4,000 in the next two games, especially if we sit him next week against the Lions. But I saw a tweet that said how many passing yards would be added if drops didn't happen. And Caleb Williams is at number one on that list at 352. So if drops didn't happen, and I'm going to say it, majority of them
Shouldn't have.
did come from Olamide Zacchaeus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. But I mean, I know that you have made some clutch catches this year, but it always seems that you account for two or three drops a game. I'm sorry. But if you add 352 to the 3,400 that he's gotten, he'd be at 3,752. He would be able to get 4,000 if that 352 was added to his stat line, which if it doesn't happen when it doesn't happen this year, it's gonna happen next year. Just gonna say that it's gonna happen next year
I
because he's gonna be.
I
Go
want
ahead,
to.
Michael.
I think Caleb can get 4,000 total yards this game.
This year, you mean?
This game.
You
Uh,
think that Caleb Williams can pass for 600 yards in?
no, total yards. I think you get 4,000 total yards this game. I think.
Well, wait. How many rushing yards is he at? I'm so, we're looking this up. We have to look this up. Um, Luckily, I have Caleb as one of my quarterbacks in most of my fantasy leagues.
So he has 3,400, and he
Passing
has
yards,
369 rushing, and he
300.
has 22 receiving yards.
Okay, well then
So he can pass 4,000 total yards this year.
I know that, but
This
I
this this
want.
game, I mean. No, I know you want 4,000 passing yards, but we gotta get one at a time.
That's true. Yeah, we gotta get one at a time. Um, but but look, the important thing that's happening is we're in the playoffs, and that is because of Ben Johnson and the incredible staff that he has made up this year, which we will actually go into a little bit later on in the podcast. But do you agree with the banner here? The first team to make a mistake could lose the game, Michael.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. If we make a mistake, 49ers capitalize it. It better not be in the fourth quarter.
That's true because Caleb just turns on a switch in the fourth quarter and says, "If you give me time, I will win."
Caleb
It's
Williams in the fourth quarter has an 80% completion percentage when the game's on the line.
I wish he could do that the whole game. I'm
It
sorry.
is it is something. That's why they call him Iceman. He's got ice in his veins. So it's like he'll flip a switch in the fourth quarter, and I don't know. I don't get why you can't do that the whole game. Personally, not 80%. Obviously, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, get to like 65 and then we're
But
in a good spot.
but yeah, no, I agree. Unless it's the Bears in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, seriously. So the next topic is more of a question instead of a statement. I of course didn't put the question mark. Dumb me. But so yesterday it was announced that the the Raiders the Raiders are shutting down Max Crosby for the next 2 games. And for all you guys out there that are wondering, tomorrow the Raiders and Giants are playing, and the winner of that game loses their chance to get the first overall draft pick. Whoever loses tomorrow will have the first overall draft pick, most likely. And if I'm being honest with you, between the two of the Raiders or Giants, I'm going to say it's the Raiders. I do believe that because I just think that even though the Giants don't have a lot of weapons, they have one thing that the Raiders don't. They have a good quarterback. And I can't believe I'm saying that because Jackson Dart isn't necessarily the greatest, but he can sling the rock and run the ball. Geno Smith just I only think the reason that Geno Smith is in Las Vegas is because Pete Carroll didn't want to have to uh, develop a new quarterback, which he might have to do if he's comfortable with a rebuild. And he's actually said that in many press conferences this year is that he is comfortable if the team wants to go through a rebuild. And I think that the Raiders could look to trade Mad Max if if a team is willing to give up a certain amount. And honestly, I think the Bears would be a good fit for that because we need an edge rusher opposite Montez Sweat, and Max Crosby would be one hell of a partner in crime for Montez Sweat. Now, there's nothing on Twitter that says what it would cost yet, so
It's going to cost two first.
I ChatGPT'd it, and ChatGPT said the same thing that Michael said. It would take 2 first-round draft picks. But when you look at it, our first-round draft pick this year for the Bears is 29. And if the Bears can carry over their success from this year into next year, I think we could still end up at like 25 in the mid 20s, and everyone who's like, as long as we keep most of our staff together, we will actually go into that in a little bit. But
right after this one,
here's the thing: we are not losing the most important coach that's on our coaching staff, which is Ben Johnson, because he's the head coach and the play caller.
And we're also not losing Dennis Allen.
That's true. Well, I'm going to come out and say this. Both of them will be here for the duration of the whole time that Ben Johnson is head coach. Dennis Allen will be his defensive coordinator. I think that is totally true. Mm-hmm. So if we're seriously considering this now, this is more of just a possibility right now. We don't know if it's actually going to happen yet, but I think it's possible. But if this is going to happen, and our first round draft picks are at 29 and 25 next year, I'd be all for this. I would be all for this because, I mean, when you look at the top end edge rushers in this year's class, the top end ones are going to be gone way before we get on the board. So if you want to look at trading for Max Crosby to get one of the best edge rushers in the NFL right now,
top 5, yeah,
pair with Montez Sweat, who is probably a top 12 edge rusher,
12, 15, yeah.
Sign me up. I mean, it would kind of suck to not be able to, enjoy the first round per se of the NFL draft, because that is the biggest round of the NFL draft. because sometimes you can make or break an NFL draft based on your first round draft pick. But if uh, if the Bears want to watch Max Crosby highlights for their first round draft pick this year, who am I to
I'm all
stop?
for it. I'm all for it.
But why don't we go into the next topic for today, which is potential assistant coaches that are possibly leaving. So I saw a tweet from Ben Devine on Twitter just before starting this recording, and it says according to at J Jones 9, who I think is Jonathan Jones for anyone who doesn't know who that is. I think he is he's one of those he's not I think he's one of those insiders. Um, it says, according to at J Jones 9, NFL teams are looking at Chicago Bears assistants, and Chicago is, quote, braced for a potential rating of Ben Johnson's staff. Names mentioned are Declan Doyle, Eric Bieniemy, JT Barrett, and Al Harris. Now, to be honest with you, not many of those names are that concerning. Um, I mean, I fully believe that Al Harris is going to get a DC job somewhere. Fully believe that. Um, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'd be surprised JT Barrett leaves because I don't think that he's necessarily ready for a OC job somewhere.
Mhm.
And because the most important thing that you have to do, and there's no way that he's going from a QB coach to a head coach, because the only way that you necessarily can skip the coordinator position before you're a head coach as a position coach is if you have a assistant head coach title attached uh, to your name, like Antoine Randall L,
Yeah.
or like Dan Campbell, because before Dan Campbell was named the head coach of the Lions, he was the tight ends coach and assistant head coach for the Saints. Um, if if um if Declan Doyle leaves, I am a little surprised to see that name on this list because he is fairly young and um has no play calling experience per se. Because Ben Johnson calls the plays in in Chicago. So I mean, possibly one of the head coaching openings for this year calls Declan Doyle and says, "Hey, I want you to be my OC, but you could call plays," and maybe Declan Doyle wants that. Um, and honestly, if he does get that, I wish you good luck. But of the four names that are on here,
There's
I
only one for sure leaving.
the only one that should for sure be leaving is Al Harris,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be painful to see him leave because Deshaun Wright wants him to stay, and he wants to stay. Deshaun Wright wants to stay in Chicago. Um, but if Ben Johnson was able to put this staff together his first year, I'm sure that he was like, well, if I get this guy, I probably should look for a backup option if if this staff is going to be as good as I think it's going to be. So I'm sure that Ben Johnson has people in his mind that he would replace them with in the event that they are leaving. So, but everyone, the core of this staff is staying. So we're fine. We're
Our
fine.
head coach and DC are staying, so that's all that matters.
Our head coach and offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because in the event that Declan Doyle leaves, Declan Doyle has never called plays before. So, it's not. But Ben Johnson is the play caller. So that's when you finally are developing a quarterback that is to the caliber of um, Caleb, the most important person to stay around is his play caller. And as long as Ben Johnson is head coach, we have got nothing to worry about because Ben Johnson is the play caller and he is developing Caleb the right way.
All I
Um,
know is we got Ben Johnson till 2029. That's all that matters.
2029 and beyond because
Yeah,
I can well, I don't want to say it yet, but
it
it
feels different.
it feels different and I can totally see Ben Johnson getting a huge extension once he's once it's available to happen because the first 2 or 3 years, you have to stay on your first contract, but after that, I think is when coaches can get an extension.
And I'm gonna say this: if we make the playoffs all 3 years, he's gonna be one of the top. Uh, shoot, he's gonna be the most expensive coach. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna
Yeah,
want the most. We're gonna pay him the most.
and we will pay him the most
Yes,
because honestly, I mean, when Ben Johnson was hired, I was like, okay, well, you had to pay him a pretty good chunk of change to get him to come here, and when me and Jack broke the news that Ben Johnson was hired, we couldn't uh, say the contract because it wasn't announced yet, but then like 2 or 3 days later, it was announced that he had a 5-year, $65 million contract, which puts him, I think, in the top 10 of paid of NFL coaches right now. I think he's behind Jim Harbaugh or something like that, which honestly he hasn't been that great this year, but that's also a credit to
that's because
Lamar.
Lamar doesn't know how to play football anymore. But he's playing with injury. But
Yeah, there's
other
something
than
wrong
that,
with him. We don't know exactly what, but there is something wrong with him. Um, and this one is a little is it more actually pertains to me than anyone in the NFL world, but I am in my fantasy football Super Bowl. And I have most of my team actually going in the Bears and 49ers game. Um, I'll read my lineup for you guys so you can hear it because I think it's a pretty good lineup. My my opponent has a 17-point lead on me, but to put into context, this is a league where it's basically a touchdown league and 25 yards is a point. So my opponent had three of his players go already. RJ Harvey had 8 points. Jameer Gibbs had 1 point, which is insane for a player of his caliber. And then Will Lutz had 8 points. So he's got a 17-point lead on me, but he's only got 5 people left to go. And his the rest of his people are Kirk Cousins against the Rams, which I don't really trust that much.
Kirk's a weird one.
Jalen Waddle, AJ Brown, George Kittle, and Pittsburgh defense. Now, I will say this: George Kittle and AJ Brown have a possibility of not. Well,
AJ Brown's in.
he's he is.
Hmm.
I did not read that. Oh, yep, nope, you're right. Oh, nope, he was full yesterday, so he's fine. Yep, all right. Well, that's good for my opponent. But I have my full team left, but my team is Joe Burrow against Arizona, Christian McCaffrey against Chicago, uh, Kyle Monangai against San Francisco, uh, Janae Walker against San Francisco, T. Higgins against Arizona, Luther Burden against San Francisco, Tyler Loop against Green Bay tonight, and New England Patriots against the Jets. I'm gonna say this. I hope that the Patriots get a couple pick sixes because against the Jets, that should totally be easy. But I mean,
I'm gonna say this. I think Tyler Loop gets you 12.
really?
I think he gets 4 field goals.
Hey, man, I'll take as many field goals as I can against.
And he's one of those guys who can consistently hit 50 yarders. He's so good. A rookie who's so good.
And
Big
what
fan
are
of
the
him.
what are the chances that they get rid of of Justin Tucker and then literally get the reincarnation of
Yeah.
Justin Tucker right
Yeah,
after?
they went from Hall of Fame quarterback or kicker to a rookie who's on status probably will be in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy if he keeps it up.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy to say that as he's a rookie, but like he's so good. He doesn't really miss, and it's crazy.
he missed one last week, but I think it was like from 60 or
Yeah,
something.
Brandon Aubrey missed 3 in the last 2 games. So
But
Brandon Aubrey,
Brandon Aubrey is probably the net. Like after Justin Tucker, like Brandon Aubrey was probably what people thought Brandon Aubrey could be.
yeah,
Or and honestly, probably still think could be because I think Brandon Aubrey has only missed like 5 field goals this year,
yeah,
something. And
and I know 2 of them were over 60.
but he can also hit 60, so he's fine.
He can hit 70. They just don't let him.
Yeah, and last week, uh, Cam Little didn't he attend like not in a game, but in
73.
warmups he hit from 73.
73 when it probably was good from like 78.
Yeah, which was funny because he missed from 75, but he moved it up 2, or well, a yard is 3 feet, so
2
6 feet. So he moved it up 6 feet and he made it from 73. I, I mean,
And it looked like he cleared the goalpost by like 10, 15 feet
yes,
as
it
well.
did because I saw they showed like the kick like from pregame, and I'm like, holy crap, like that has far distance in
Yeah.
between, and I'm like, man, we need a kicker that can do that.
We got Santos.
Yeah, we got
We
Santos,
we
but
got
dude,
we
we
got
can't.
we got a couple 51 yarders, and then everything inside 50 is money.
Yeah, but dude, we can't rely on just trying getting into 50-yard field goal range. We need to.
You've got to get to 40, 40 yard
Yeah,
field goal range.
no, it's insane.
But
But
he's money. He's money though. Like 40 to 49 and in. I think he's missed like 3 his whole career. It feels like.
that's true. But also, it felt like for a little bit we might have had his replacement in Jake Moody, but then someone took him off our practice squad, which
Commanders.
the Commanders wasn't he on the Commanders for a little bit before he was no,
I have
he was
no.
on the 49.
Yeah, he was 49ers. I just don't know if he went somewhere after that or not.
Mm.
But
But I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for us, unless you have anything
nope, that's it.
else to say, Michael. Um, I I'm going to say this.
Oh, we forgot score predictions.
Oh, yes, we did. Do we have that in there?
No,
No, but
but
let me. Yeah, we'll make some score.
I got mine right now.
You go first. You go first.
28-31 Bears win.
Please don't say off a last second field goal, or is it going to
No,
be off the last second field goal?
no, we get up 31 to 20 21. They come down, get a touchdown. They try onside kick, but we actually have hands unlike Romeo Dobbs, so we'll get the ball back and we win.
All right. Well, I am gonna stick with the 3-point difference. But I am gonna say 35-32.
I can see that too. I was thinking someone gets in the 30s. I don't know if both will, because that's a game. That's a shootout.
Well, I think this could be our shootout.
And then
I'm also gonna
honestly, I could see it be like the Bengals Bears game. Like it could be like that game all over again. 47 to
7-42.
42. Like I could see that again.
I could see that too. But here's what I'm also gonna say. I think this could be a bold prediction, but I think Caleb gets his 300 today or tomorrow.
I think he gets 300, 4 touchdowns.
Well, he's at so if he got 300, he'd be at 3,700 yards
Four
and
touchdowns would put him at 27 touchdowns.
27.
So then against the Lions, he has to score. He has to get 300 with 3 touchdowns.
But that means that he has to play.
Yeah.
So,
But if the Seahawks lose, I guarantee you we're playing. If we win, Seahawks lose, I guarantee you we are playing our whole starters.
then that's what we want. And this is what we also want. We want Tyler Huntley and the Ravens to win tonight.
Then the game doesn't really. Then our game against the Niners doesn't really matter.
Because that would lock us into the number 2 seed. And I'm just gonna say it, even if we're locked into the number 2 seed, I could totally see Ben Johnson pushing for number 1. So
Yeah.
he could totally just
Even if we win out,
play.
though, if we win out, it's not guaranteed for us to be the 1 seed.
But that's it for us today. And for all you football fans out there, enjoy your football Saturdays and Sundays. You know, just because now football is on Saturdays for NFL, which is weird to say. Got to say that. But enjoy the weekend, everybody. See you guys on Monday for our post game reaction, and hopefully that is a happy one.
Hopefully.